Welcome back to Citizen Extra. I've changed position because I've got a big interview lined up. Before I get into that, however, let's give you an update regarding the disruption we saw on Mombasa Road yesterday, specifically at Athi River in Machakos County, where we have been informed that 4 bodies have been found on the banks of River Athi. That's near the Kamulu-Joska Bridge, following yesterday's floods. To get a better update on this, let's bring in Laura Ochieno at the moment. Laura, good morning. Just give us an update on what's happening in that part of the county this morning.
Well, thank you very much, Wahiga, and a very good morning to you. It's quite a chilly morning here in Athi River, and we are not at that specific place you're talking about. Where we are at is Athi River, just towards Lukenya, just past where normally you see the road when you're using the SGR, but that is a story for another day. But where we are right now here is such, I don't know if it's right to call it a catastrophic site, because what we are seeing is the bridge that is at this part, basically caved down yesterday after the heavy downpour that was experienced in this area. So the gabions that were right below the bridge just fell back into the river, and you were seeing such the water coming into trying to find its way out of rather the water trying to find an exit point, and it has come to rain havoc on an estate here. It's called Green Park Estate, and what we understand, where I'm standing actually is a perimeter wall, or what used to be a perimeter wall. So maybe if my cameraman can just show you where exactly it is I'm standing. My shoes tell the tale of it all. It is such a muddy and such a messy place to be in. Now this perimeter wall used to be the fence to the Green Park Estate, but we understand that it came down yesterday evening at around 3 p.m. following that downpour, and the effect of that is not only on this wall, but we have seen houses that were submerged in water, and we want to basically find one of the gentlemen whose house was submerged in water to basically just tell us what exactly went on, or rather went down yesterday, so that we hear a direct account. Please tell us, take us back through what happened yesterday.
My name's John Kiama Gidenji. I stay in this house number 27. Yeah.
So at what time exactly did the rain start making its way into the water?
I was not around. I was at work. I came here at around 5:36, and I found a lot of. There was a huge traffic along Mombasa Road in the bridge. So when I get here, I found the house is already full of water. Yeah.
And so far, what have you been able to salvage from that?
I have not even gotten in the house, so I'm yet to get in there. Yeah. And
well,
so the extent of the damage. Yeah.
Well,
so you can get in and see. Yeah.
We're very sorry for that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Wahiga, that is Mr. Agidenji, who lives in this very house. So we'll just go to which the water made its way to. Now, it's not only this house. There are about 4 houses that are lined, that were next to the perimeter wall, where the water basically flooded the houses. And as you can see, this is, I believe, the dining area combined with the sitting room, and it's all submerged in water. The floor is still has some water, but we're meant to understand that the situation was way worse yesterday. This is the situation across most houses. Now, this particular house at least has, or rather, unfortunately, still has some of the belongings of the owner inside. So the other people, the other neighbors, are trying to remove their things from the house. But here, there are people basically trying to sweep, or rather trying to get the water out. Now, those gentlemen you're seeing over there are skewed across the 4 houses I told you about that were submerged in water. And what we understand, I've been speaking to some of the residents around this place. They're telling me that this is not the first time the perimeter wall caved in, but it's the first time that the water is making its way into the houses in such magnitude. So, of course, we will be discussing with them to basically just understand what it is they're going through. But they had to seek alternative accommodations. The people we've spoken to, they had to put up with other neighbors, and now we are in the kitchen area, and as you can see, it's also just the same situation. At least here the water is not quite a lot. But that's basically the situation that's going on. We're told that most of the people had to vacate these houses yesterday evening just after the downpour because they could not quite decipher how the extent of the damage, because the water was coming in at quite a high speed. So most of them just moved out with whatever precious thing they could have, but most of the belongings, especially electronics and furniture, were still in the house. So basically this is the estate itself, and walking around, as you can see, it's a hub of activities. I don't know if you can see that yet, but just people trying to help out wherever they can, neighbors trying to reach out, especially to the children who are affected in these particular places. But the people we have spoken to actually have told us that they try to get uniforms for their kids to go to school today, and they'll try and sort that mess out. But in regards of this being the second time, or rather not the first time that the perimeter wall is coming out, but the water coming into the houses is quite a new phenomenon to these people. But of course, we'll be keeping our eyes and ears on the ground to see what will be going on, whether there be any rescue operations, maybe from the disaster management, or any comment from Kenha, because Kenha is of course the authority in charge of roads, and there's a disaster that is looming on the road just on this stretch, because there's a lot of water, and considering what I told you, that the bridge sort of caved in at some point, so motorists are being a bit worried about whether the road will be safe for use, especially in the coming days when the rain will be ongoing. So of course that is a water tanker. I think they're trying to clean the mud from this place. So yeah, Green Park Estate, these are people's belongings. They decided basically to just bring them outside following the disaster rather, where a lot of water made its way into their houses. So of course we will be looking for more updates. We'll try to talk to more residents and bring you up to speed on whatever is going on here at Green Park Estate in Athi River. Wahiga.
Thank you so much, Laura. A very comprehensive update. Thank you so much, Laura. A very comprehensive update there from Athi River. And of course, really our thoughts to those who live there. We're just seeing how their lives have been turned over by this whole flooding incident. And we just hope they'll be able to recover, get back on their feet as quickly